1, 2, 3, 4. Good morning, afternoon and evening everyone. My name is Liam and welcome back to another Pokemon Premier League upload. Battle time. This week is week 3 and we are taking on Mewcastle United, which is coached by Fufu2, aka Sam. Unfortunately, we was not able to battle Sam this week, so we had to battle his replacement coach, who was Mr. Murkrow on Twitter. So I'll link Sam's channel and link Murkrow's Twitter in the description both below. We are 0-2 at the moment. We have failed to win. So this week I am fully committed to getting the win this time, and I am not in a hospital bed this time. I am at home, or I was at home when this battle happened. I was in my game, I had my game face on, I had my couch ready. I fully prepared for this one, so I was good to go. Quick look over Sam's team. He has Starmie, Sylveon, Roserade, Mandibuzz, Talonflame, Mega Aggron, Haxorus, Golurk, and Lantern. So the initial threats that jumped out to me were that Haxorus, who barring Whimsicott, Haxorus can pretty much run through my whole team even if he just gets up one Dragon Dance. Talonflame always causes me problems no matter which way, shape or format I have to face Talonflame. It always causes me problems. And also that Starmie can be a big issue too. As well as a Mega Aggron, because a physical, defensive Mega Aggron causes a problem, offensive Mega Aggron causes problems too. So probably looking more at Haxorus, Talonflame, Aggron and Starmie to deal with. Everything else I feel relatively comfortable with. To say I'm comfortable with going against anything is like ridiculous, because I'm not comfortable against going against anything. But let's just go through the team and see what we brought. So first up we have Antonio, the Mega Aerodactyl, with Stone Edge, Earthquake, Defog and Roost this time. We're bringing the Defog on Mega Aerodactyl because his hazard setters being Roserade, Mega Aggron, potentially Golurk, but he won't bring rocks on Golurk. I'm pretty sure Golurk gets rocks. If not, whoops. They're not going to stay in on Aerodactyl anyway, so it does give me a chance to defog with Aerodactyl. And I want to keep the potential spikes away and rocks away in this match, because if he wears down my team too much, then like I said, Haxorus with Dragon Dance can run through me, and even a Talonflame that is just Choice Band can pretty much run through me too. And his offensive options, Stone Edge, Earthquake, can hit pretty much his whole team in some way, shape or form. Next up we have Kieran Black, Icy McIceface, with Ice Beam, Earth Power, Iron Hedge and Draco Meteor with the Expert Belt this week. I'm pretty sure it was speed checked. Let me just pull up my actual numbers on Showdown, because I can never figure it out when I'm just looking at it. Versus Sam. Kieran. Yeah, this is a very similar Kieran that I brought last week. It has enough speed to outspeed a Haxorus before Dragon Dance. So that's always good to have. And just went for a special attacking variant. Iron Head will do the damage that it needs to do to Sylveon with minimal attack investment. I just have 36 EVs in there. And the rest of the coverage moves hit pretty much his whole team. So Kieran Black, pretty important this week. Next up we have Infernape Double Barrel, also with the Expert Belt, with Fire Blast, Earthquake, Gunk Shot and U-Turn. U-Turn is a big part of my plan this week. I have a lot of turning options. Fire Blast is there to hit the Mega Aggron, because Fire Blast is going to do pretty much half to Mega Aggron regardless of what happens with Expert Belt. My Infernape only has 84 special attack investment, but that's still going to be a 2-hit KO on Mega Aggron. Earthquake and Gunk Shot. Earthquake there for the Lantern, pretty much. And Gunk Shot is there for the Sylveon. Does okay damage to Roserade. Does okay damage to Starmie if it wants to switch into it. Got U-Turn for Starmie as well. Only thing I can't really hit too hard is Mandibuzz, but Fire Blast is going to hit that pretty hard anyway. and I can't really hit Haxorus with Infernape, but Infernape does not get much coverage for Haxorus regardless, so I just kind of cut my losses with that one and just accepted that Infernape's just going to have to do other stuff. Next up, we have a Choice Scarf Whimsicott. Choice Scarf Whimsicott. Again, this was made to deal with the Haxorus if it got to +1. If it got to +1, Choice Scarf Whimsicott could handle it. Moonblast would do crazy damage to it. Energy Ball, I think 2-hit KO'd Starmie, possibly even 1-hit KO, possibly even O-code Starmie if he was no special defense investment, if he is like timid full special attack, because my Whimsicott here is modest with 252 special attack. U-turn, again forming a nice turn core with my Infernape, and Tailwind is there as a last minute panic moment, like red button. So like if I have to sack off someone at one point, Whimsicott can just get a Tailwind off quickly before it dies out, and it's just there again if the Haxorus gets out of control, potentially. Next up we have Magnezone. The first time we're seeing Magnezone, Dwayne the Magnezone Johnson. I have no clue why he is named after The Rock, but he is Dwayne the Magnezone Johnson with Analytic and Okaberry with Thunderbolt, Flash Cannon, Hidden Power, Ground, and Volt Switch with the Analytic. It is modest natured with enough speed to outspeed. I can't remember off the top of my head. I think it has enough speed to outspeed. I really don't remember. I really can't remember what it has enough. It has 164 speed EVs, so someone else can work that out, but I really cannot remember what the speed EVs on Magnezone were for. But I do have Thunderbolt there, which is good damage on everything. Flash Cannon obviously there for the Sylveon. Volt Switch for more turning around with Infernape and Whimsicott. And Hidden Power Ground is there to hit the Lantern, and even a Mega Aggron on the switch in as well. Pretty much, yeah. And last up we have Papa John's, the Uxie, with Stealth Rock, Psychic, Thunderbolt, and Heal Bell. Really wanting some rocks up this week, because he has the Talonflame and wearing down things like the Sylveon, Starmie. Mandibuzz is one of his walls, so it doesn't want rocks up as well, and it breaks any potential sashes that might be on the Haxorus. Rocks are very good this week. Psychic is just there for the stab coverage to hit Roserade and hit other things hard, and Thunderbolt is there to hit the Mandibuzz in case that wants to come in. Heal Bell was pretty much a fourth move that I just kind of threw on in case the Mandibuzz wants to go for Toxic, or Sylveon wants to go Toxic, or he has Toxic spikes up in some way, shape or form. Pretty much just there for Toxic options, or if his Talonflame was a bulky variant with Will-O-Wisp. And of course T-Wave Lantern. So that is the team that we have against Sam. As much as against Sam, or Sam's backup coach, as scary as Sam's team is, I kind of went into this confident that I was going to do well. I was very comfortable with this team that I had. So yeah, let's just jump into it and let's head on over to the battle. So as you can see, Mr. Murkrow has brought the Starmie, Sylveon, Talonflame, Lantern, Mega Aggron, and the Roserade. So no Haxorus there, which I was absolutely ecstatic for. I didn't really expect him to bring the Lantern too much, but the fact that I saw Lantern made me glad that I didn't bring the Licky Licky set that I was thinking, because I was going to bring an Assault Vest Licky Licky with Bolt Beam, because his team does not deal with Bolt Beam too well, but with Lantern there, that would have completely messed it up. So no Haxorus to deal with, which was awesome, because I just didn't have to deal with it. I just didn't want to fight Haxorus, but that Talonflame is there, so that is going to be an issue. So if we just jump into the battle, I'm fighting a lot of people with female avatars lately. I don't know what that is. Maybe people just like May over Brandon. Anyway, I started off with my Magnezone, because even if he wanted to start off with Lantern, I can go for Hidden Power Ground, and I can just get a Volt Switch off on anything, as he starts off with the Roserade. His Roserade just goes for the spikes, so it is a hazard setup, pretty much like I thought, which is why I had the defog on the Mega Aerodactyl. I just went for Volt Switch so I can get some good damage off, see what kind of Roserade it is. I do get my Analytic boost from the Volt Switch, so that is decent damage, against the Roserade as I bring in Yuxi, knowing I can not going to take Spikes damage and I can probably scare it out with a Psychic Stab move. So he's going to withdraw here. I predicted him to withdraw, not wanting to take the Psychic and get huge damage on Roserade from the start, as I just go for my ever-important Stealth Rocks, which he predicted as well by going into his Spinner being Starmie. He does go for the Toxic here, which is not too problematic because I do have the Heal Bell on my Yuxi, and I just click Thunderbolt. It burns up his Wakan Berry, which is amazing because now his Starmie has no item and Magnezone can one-hit KO it pretty much anytime it wants. So I take a little bit of toxic damage and I've gotten rid of his Wakan Berry. He does go for the Rapid Spin here, getting rid of my rocks, doing minimal damage, as I indeed just go for the Heal Bell. My leftovers will bring me up, and I have pretty much just won these first few turns. Apart from him getting up Spikes, I've got good damage off on his Roserade, burned up his Starmie's Wakan Berry, and pretty much got him in a position here where I can just slowly wear down his Starmie. He does miss the Toxic there, which is unfortunate for him, as I just get my free rocks up and means I don't have to waste a turn on Heal Bell next turn. I can just go for Thunderbolt now for damage, and as he doesn't have the Wakan Berry, it's going to do pretty decent damage depending on his spread, as he's forced to go for Rapid Spin again, as he really doesn't want these rocks up against his team this week. So like I said, I just get the free Thunderbolt here off the damage, and that is decent damage. That is very good damage for Yuxi, considering I have very minimal special attack investment. In fact, I have no special attack investment at all. He does have Recover though, so it pretty much brings it to a stall war, as I just go for Thunderbolt again. I'm pretty much playing at this point for crit paralysis, because as much as he's just going to keep on clicking Recover, eventually I'm going to get a crit or a paralysis. So I just go for T-Bolt again. This is my third T-Bolt now, or fourth T-Bolt overall. And I do get the paralysis, so not too much hacks really. I mean, 40% chance. So it was going to happen eventually. Crit or paralysis was going to happen eventually. He's forced to switch out though, so I can set up my Stealth Rocks again as he brings in the Lantern. I'm not too sure what the Lantern was going to do to me, so I just kind of click Psychic to see what he wanted to go for. And again, I get valuable information to see what kind of spread he is, as he just clicks Thunderwave, which I was good to stay in on, because I was thinking of switching out into... I can't remember who I was going to switch out into now, but I was good to just stay in on the Thunderwave and put a Thunderwave on Yuxi over anything else. As he just goes for Volt Switch, which does a decent amount of damage, which shows he has some special attack investment anyway, as he brings in Sylveon, which kind of walls this Yuxi, because I don't have Toxic or anything on it at all. But I do just go for Heal Bell, because I don't want my Yuxi to be paralyzed, not really, especially when I can keep on, especially since it's just put in so much work already. I want to keep this Yuxi healthy for as long as possible. There's nothing I can do to this Sylveon at all. I have my rocks up, so there's no reason for me to stay in. I just go out into Magnezone, knowing I can pretty much take anything. Even if he wants to go for a Hidden Power Fire, predicting that I can take it, and I do have the Ochre Berry. Hyper Voice does a fair bit of damage to me. Does a fair bit of damage. He goes for a Protect, just to scout what I'm going to do, as I believe I clicked Flash Cannon. No, I went for the Hidden Power Ground, expecting the Lantern to come in. Now I went for the Flash Cannon. He does have the Babiri Berry, but I am going to do massive damage with a crit. The crit kind of mattered, because it kind of forced him to do stuff, but he went for the Wish, so the crit didn't really matter, because he would have been at pretty high health anyway. He just goes for a Protect to get his Sylveon back up to full health. I just click Flash Cannon again, just for reasons. I had no reason not to. I didn't have to switch into anything, because this is my answer to Sylveon anyway. He's forced to switch out here, because another Flash Cannon would pretty much kill him. I think it had the chance to kill him even. As he goes out into the Lantern, which is going to take the Rocks damage, and it's going to take the Flash Cannon damage as well, which, despite not being very effective, still didn't want to take very well. I do have the Hidden Power Ground for this thing, but he does have the Shuka Berry. There's berries everywhere today. We've had Wakan, Shuka, Babiri, and he is able to take the Hidden Power Ground and put some damage on my Magnezone as a result, which doesn't help, because now my Magnezone is no longer an answer for Talonflame. But it does take down the Lantern. It's burned up the berry on Sylveon. It can take out the Sylveon at some point. So Magnezone has done plenty of stuff already as he brings in the Starmie now. Starmie takes some rocks damage, and his Starmie does have enough speed investment to take out my Magnezone, which I was ready to sack off, because I do have the Gunk Shot on Infernape and Iron Head on the Kyurem to take out Sylveon still, and this gives me a bit more initiative now as I can bring in my Whimsicott, which I know can take you out with an Energy Ball. So he switches out, pretty much predicting that I would take him out of an Energy Ball. I'm pretty sure I predicted the switch here as he goes out into Sylveon, takes some more rocks damage, so rocks were really good to have in this match as it was wearing down his team. I predicted the switch, so I went for the U-turn, and the U-turn would have done good damage on Starmie anyway. Wouldn't have killed it, but still would have done good damage, and I could have just gone straight out into Yuxi. Go out into my Infernape here, pretty much just trying to scare him out. I do take some spikes damage, but I was trying to scare him out. He goes for a Protect to scout what I am going to do. Infernape is just going to bounce around like the little monkey he is. As I go for the Gunk Shot, he protected himself. I have no reason to not still click Gunk Shot. I do have Expert Belt fully attack invested, so that is going to do a lot of damage. I'm pretty certain the crit didn't matter there. I'm fairly certain the crit would have. I'm pretty certain Gunk Shot would have just killed him anyway. I was Expert Belt full attack invested. As he brings in the Aggron, the Mega Aggron. He's going to Mega Evolve. I do just stay in because part of my Infernape set here is to take on this Mega Aggron. So I'm just going to fire off a Fire Blast and see how much damage it does to see what kind of Mega Aggron this is. He might have thought I was Choice Banded or something, but Fire Blast does a lot of damage to that Mega Aggron as it does get his rocks up as well. So now, back of my mind, I'm thinking I really need to defog at some point. He has to withdraw the Mega Aggron because another Fire Blast would kill him. As he goes out into the Starmie to take the Fire Blast hit. Starmie is now within range to die from a U-turn as well. Fire Blast missed, didn't really matter. He goes for the Rapid Spin to get rid of the rocks. He could have killed me with a Scourge there, but the rocks would have stayed up, which he didn't want. So it is a worthy sack for him as I am able to just take out the Starmie with the U-turn. So Infernape picking up double kills today. Infernape is putting in some nice work, taking out the Sylveon, taking out the Starmie, and putting huge damage on the Mega Aggron. Here is where I made a huge misplay. I went into Aerodactyl here to click Defog, when realistically I could have just gone out into Kyurem, as he didn't have anything that wanted to take a hit from Kyurem, and he had nothing to Oko my Kyurem. He has a Mega Aggron left, a Roserade, and a Talonflame. Talonflame would not Oko me with anything, even if it was banded, and I could kill it off with an Ice Beam or a Draco Meteor. Mega Aggron would have died to Earth Power, and Roserade would have died to Ice Beam too. So I clicked Defog there to get rid of my things, and now Aerodactyl is down, which is a huge mistake. And another mistake I made was going to Yuxi here, when I should have gone into Kyurem again. I could have easily gone into Kyurem, and that would have been the game, because Talonflame had no way to take on my Kyurem. Even if he was banded Brave Bird, he would not have been able to take on Kyurem. As I went into Yuxi, set up the rocks, and now this Talonflame is in without taking rocks damage, and is a Sword Dance variant, which is less than ideal. I do go for the T-Bolt. I don't have any special attack investment, so it does less than half. So, and he has the leftovers too, so he can just roost off that damage easily. He can roost off that damage easily as I get my leftovers too. So Yuxi is not an option to deal with this Talonflame, which is now sitting at +2. He does roost the damage off. Here I should have just switched out again because there was no rocks. I think I got it stuck in my head that rocks were still up for some reason, which is why I didn't go into Kyurem. I think here I just kind of lost my concentration and let the Sword Dance Talonflame get into my head, because I should have just switched out into Kyurem. Even at +2, I don't think Talonflame could have taken out Kyurem with one Brave Bird. It might have done, depending on his spread. But if he was more bulky variant, I don't think Talonflame could have killed me with a... I don't think Talonflame could have killed me with one Brave Bird at +2. But now he's at +4. He can just pretty much wipe my whole team. So, yeah. spoilers, a +4 Talonflame just pretty much cleans up the rest of my team here, as he is going to take out the Kieran with a +4 Brave Bird. Who would have thought it? So I pretty much threw this game away. I threw the game away. I am so mad with myself for losing this game because I played it so damn well. And I messed it up across across 2 turns where I should have just brought in Kieran, clicked the nuke button and just thought, screw you, everything now dies. But instead I was trying to be too clever, I was trying to think too much. I should have just brought in Kieran and let Kieran do Kieran things. There was nothing he could have done. There was nothing he could have done if Kieran came in on the Mega Aggron. If nothing he could have done if Kieran came in when I U-turned with Infernape. And there's nothing he could have done if Kieran came in even after Mega Aggron took down my Aerodactyl. There is nothing he could have done because Kieran would have wiped the rest of his team. Earth Power would have taken out Aggron. Draco Meteor would have taken out Talonflame after Brave Bird damage potentially. And I just had it in that. I just had it at that point. I would have been able to finish off at that point, but I threw it away, and that's just what happens. Those final turns there, I was just kind of assessing my options and seeing what I needed to keep around last. Yuxi just had the potential to clean up his last 2 Pokemon if I got a special defense drop with the Psychic, and I could take and Yuxi had the best chance of taking a Brave Bird from Talonflame as well, despite it being at +4. Yuxi does take the Brave Bird because it was bold natured, it had 180 EVs. So Yuxi does get the kill on Talonflame to stop the Talonflame sweep, but the damage is already done. There was no way I was going to outspeed the... what do you have? There's no way I was going to outspeed the Roserade. And I feel like I'm forgetting one of his Pokemon. Starmie took down, Sylveon took down, Lantern... I don't know, I'll see it at the end. But yeah, Roserade takes down Yuxi, and that's pretty much the game to Mr. Murkrow playing for Sam. Who am I forgetting on his team? Oh, he had Sylveon as well. Well, Kieran could have handled Sylveon with Iron Head. I had enough... I had options, pretty much. I had options for Kieran to just pretty much go through the rest of his team, because even if I would have brought in Kieran on the Mega Aggron, he had nothing to switch into it, not really. I could have just gone for a Ice Beam, which would have killed the Mega Aggron at that range, potentially. Probably. I could have even just clicked Earthquake with Mega Aerodactyl rather than clicking Defog and killed off the potential Mega Aggron. And then, or even just put damage on the Mega Aggron, then gone into Kieran, and I could have clicked Ice Beam on anything, because Ice Beam would have done huge damage to everything. So... hindsight is 2020. Congrats to Murkrow for winning that match, but I am kicking myself for pretty much throwing it away. So now we're 0-3. Next week we face Paul, the Thunderbolt and Warriors, who have Manaphy, Registeel, and Latios, and Mega Ordino. So I really don't want to take that team on, that is for certain. But we are still going to be looking for the first win. If we can get it against Paul next week, then miracles are real. But thank you guys for watching this battle. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. Leave a dislike if you think I'm a dumb, stupid idiot for throwing it away. Once again, I love you all, and I will see you all for the next PPL battle soon, I promise. Take care, everyone. Mwah. Bye-bye.